In our first story, New Patriotic Party parliamentary aspirant in the Klote constituency, Nii Noi Nortey, is leading a campaign for delegates to vote for a Ga indigene ahead of the party's February 27 primaries. The opposition party is set to reorganize the polls in the area following the controversial election of Mr. Nortey last year. The former constituency chairman will be coming up against renowned lawyer Philip Addison in the crucial polls. Speaking to Joy News, Mr. Nii Noi Nortey says this will be the best way to ensure that the party defeats the NDC in the general elections.
This constituency is a traditional seat. The name Klote Kole itself is traditional. Klote is the river in Osu, and Kole is the river in Atupai, the side. And that's why the constituency is combined of two paramountcies, the Osu paramountcy and the Atupai paramountcy. Look, majority of the people in this constituency are traditional people. This is a traditional Ga seat. You get what I'm saying? This is like a typical Menchia seat, where you are asking a Ga man to go and contest an election in Menchia. Of course, he will flop. Because the traditional, the kingmakers and the traditional people in the constituency would want a member of parliament who will understand their side of the story, like who understand the traditions of the constituency, who will know the do's and don'ts and everything of the constituency, who can represent the interest of the traditional people as well in the constituency. Because trust me, developing constituencies like this, you really need the traditional leaders involved, because this is a constituency where majority of the people listen to the traditional leaders.
No point, but are you not encouraging a situation where people would choose tribe ahead of competence?
My brother, competence in this regard you are talking about, if one cannot understand the people you are representing in parliament, what sort of competence are you talking about? First of all, before you can be successful and be competent in parliament, you have to understand the people you are representing.
So tribe and being an indigene should necessarily come before competence?
It shouldn't so necessarily. It works hand in hand. Because what I'm saying is, before you can be successful and competent in parliament to represent a seat like Klote Kole, you get what I'm saying? If you get there and you are, let's say you are the most sharp and brilliant person in the world, but you do not understand the needs of the people, your priorities will always be wrong, because you will be taking decisions that you feel that national or generally it's supposed to be accepted. But look, every decision you take, you are don't forget that you are representing the 70,000 people who reside in the constituency.
You feel this could derail the NPP's efforts in annexing the seat eventually? Because precious time that could have been spent campaigning, now there was a court case, you have to come back and campaign again, another rerun. You feel this could affect the party's own chances, especially because you don't hold a seat currently?
Of course. I mean, let me say, any level-headed grassroots politician will tell you that, of course, it could affect our chances. Because, like the happenings in our sister party, in the NDC, we should be taking advantage, still working hard, because the seat is not with us right now.
Talk about unity. You need this unity to defeat your most credible opponents, the NDC. I'm wondering whether you feel, with the party's candidate now, Dr. Zanetta Rollins, you feel she poses a real threat to whoever the NPP elects?
My brother, I have gone for elections in this constituency for some number of times now. None of the times that I've attempted an elections do I get complacent. My policy that I always train my delegates and I always teach the youth and everything is, you don't say you have won until you have been declared a winner. We are like, I won't sit here and say it's not going to pose a threat. She's not posing the threat. Of course, she's standing on the ticket of the party that currently has the seat.
So she poses some threat?
Oh, of course, she's a candidate. She poses a threat. She poses a threat for an election. But the issue is, we need to work hard. We need to make sure that we don't leave any stone unturned. Nii Noi, I don't go for election. Even when I know that I am leading you by 70%. When you ask me, I still say that, hey, the race is tough. Because I wouldn't say she doesn't pose a threat for my people who are supposed to work, who go and relax and then say, oh, we
So that was Klote Kole parliamentary aspirant Nii Noi Nortey. What we are learning that the campaign team of one of the key candidates in this race, Nii Nortey, have actually joined forces with Mr. Philip Addison. We are joined on the line now by campaign manager for renowned legal practitioner Philip Addison, Norman Tete, for more on this. Thanks for joining us on News Desk. First of all, confirm this news you are hearing that you formed a sort of a coalition with Mr. Nii Nortey.
Thank you very much, and good morning to your cherished listeners. Yes, to your story, I would say yes, it's true. There's been a coalition between Nii Nortey and Philip Addison. That's heard. That's right.
And I'm wondering what informed this decision. I know that some days ago you hinted of this, but what really informed this decision to form a coalition going into this crucial election on Saturday?
What I can really say about it is that I think it has to do with hard work and understanding prevailing between the two aspirants. Apparently, they had their own talks, and I think it came to the realization that they should come together and then fight together. I mean, seek for one particular goal, and that is what I think they have done. Much of the details, I'm sure, after the elections, we would have to make that public to you. For now, let us just keep those to our chest.
And just to clarify too, who is joining who? Nii Nortey is coming on board the Philip Addison campaign team?
Yes, Nii Nortey is coming on board the Philip Addison team. That's right.
And there are some who think that, or who may think that there's a clear indication that Mr. Addison himself does not think he's popular within the constituency, knows he cannot win against Nii Noi Nortey, so has to get the backing of Nii Nortey to win this, if even that will happen in the first place. Well, how do you respond to that?
That would be an unfortunate statement, because in getting another party on your side or an aspirant on your part, I think it's all part of politics. It has to do with what the other candidate has seen in you. It has to do with who the other candidate feels can better develop the constituency. I mean, yes, I mean, I have had the opportunity even telling Nii Noi to come on board, so there wouldn't be any election or whatsoever. There should just be an acclamation, because weighing the two of them, Philip is way ahead of him. So if Mr. Nortey in his own wisdom decides that, no, I mean, looking at the battle, I feel the candidate to represent the constituency is via Philip Addison, and so let me do the honor of at least associating myself with him. I do not think it has anything to do with Nii Noi as a threat or whatsoever in that regard. Not at all. It has to do with the vision of Nii Nortey realizing that, no, this particular candidate is the best. He's the one we should.
And I'm pretty sure you tell me that with this coalition, Mr. Philip Addison is confident of a vast victory on Saturday.
Without the coalition, we were very much optimistic that we're certainly going to be our constituency. We are definitely going to win the election. But like the saying goes, until you are declared the winner, we've always been just hanging out there. We do not blow our horns. The game is what we're going to face on Saturday, and I'm sure after this, we'll definitely give you the kind of response that you would all be expecting.
And there's an interesting suggestion you made in your earlier submission, probably hinting that you would even consider proposals for Nii Noi Nortey himself to come on board the Philip Addison campaign team. You are thinking about that already?
No, I'm saying that it is all part of politics. It wouldn't be out of place. That's what I said. It wouldn't be out of place for us to just speak to him and tell him, look, the battle has already been won by Philip. So
Philip Addison wants Nii Noi Nortey to join his team.
I said it wouldn't be out of place based on the question you asked, but we have not made any such move. We have not made any such move. Let me clarify. But then it shouldn't be out of place. Should we even make a move like that? No, it shouldn't be out of place.
Will you make any such move?
Not something we have thought of yet, but of course we are still strategizing. If he gets there and we feel we should talk to him before that Saturday, why not? It doesn't mess anything up.
Finally, before
we are one family.
Before you leave us, there's this proposal by Nii Noi Nortey. He's suggesting that whoever the party elects, the NPP elects in that area on Saturday, must certainly be a Ga indigene. What do you make of that?
That is actually an unfortunate statement. That statement is totally flawed, and I feel it's totally out of place in the sense that it should not be encouraged or countenanced anywhere. I would even plead with your media houses not to carry such a story because it is a story of divisiveness, and I feel it should be condemned the moment it was even spoken by him. Now, why would you even want to start anything to do with tribalism? First and foremost, I am not against that because Philip is different. No, Philip is Ga indigene from Kinkanwe. If you would plead with, if you would allow me, but then because we are one family, sometimes certain things need not come out. But let me just say this. If you can, let us verify from Nii Noi. His name actually is Vincent Valentino Eniampong. That is his actual name. Ask him whether he swore an affidavit to change his name from that to Nii Noi Nortey. Ask him.
So what's the point you're making here, Mr. Norman?
I do not want to go there. But then if you're talking of a true Ga indigene, Philip hails from Kinkanwe.
Are you questioning, is the Philip Addison campaign team questioning the true, whether or not Nii Noi is indeed an indigene of that area?
You see, I never, and the Philip Addison team has never brought up anything like this.
I'm seeking clarification. Is that what the point you're making or not?
No, that's what I'm trying to. I'm saying the Philip Addison team has not come out to say anything of that nature.
So what's the point you are making with swearing an affidavit, change of name and all that?
If you allow me, I think you would understand me very well. I'm saying the Philip Addison team has not made any statement whatsoever anywhere. But then for my brother Nii Noi to come out and say that we need an indigene, a Ga indigene, for that matter, I feel is a bit problematic. When you take the constituency, it is not only made up of Osu. The constituency is made up of 9 electoral areas. Osu has 3 electoral areas. The other electoral areas are places that we even get most of our votes. Let us not try to be that selective and feel like we should take. No, it is totally out of place. But even if you talk of Osu, Philip comes from Osu. He hails from Osu. That was where he was given, but that was where he lived. That is where he has worked all his life. So please, nobody should take that away. It is constituency. It is not electoral area. And for that matter, if this had been chieftaincy, home, or whatever it is, I'm sure every clan would probably take its part of the kinship when it so gets to that.
Well, thank you.
So let's not do that, please.
Well, thank you. That was Mr. Norman Tete. He is campaign manager for Philip Addison, confirming the news that indeed Nii Nortey, one of the key candidates in the race, NPP's race in the Klote constituency, has joined Mr. Philip Addison's campaign team ahead of the party's February 27 primaries in that area. Meanwhile, the vice chair of the Klote constituency, Alhaji Aliyu Kabe, has described the move by Nii Noi Nortey and Philip Addison, by Nii Nortey rather, and Philip Addison as an act of cowardice.
How far? But I heard that the election director, that is Martin Kosa, was on radio OKFM 2 days ago, saying that yes, one of the aspirants have called him, but he has having to bring a written letter to that effect. We are waiting. He has not told us anything otherwise. And as a continuing officer, we have not received any letter for that direction that somebody is withdrawing or is stepping aside. So I am saying for now, the 3 are contesting.
What do you make of a decision to form a coalition, the 2 of them? What would you think about
that? That is shameful. That is, I don't know, it's shameful. Why do you fight petition from the party down to the court? You have what you want. Come and fight him squarely. You said we are following a coalition. This matter of, I don't want to use any word, that I don't know whether they're afraid of the boy. If you're afraid of him, then leave him alone as our candidate. Why do you choose to form a coalition before you can fight one boy? If you think you have what it takes to win this constituency, from the delegate selection up to the general election, why do you have to form coalition? Yes, no. I think it is shameful and it is not good and it is not wise for both of them. I think they must fight their case individually if they want to stay in this party.